सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् पवित्रं चरितं यस्या पवित्रं जीवनं तदा पवित्रता स्वरूपिण्यै तस्यै कुर्मो नमो नमः। देवीं प्रसन्नां प्रणदाति हन्वीं योगीन्द्रपूज्यां युगधर्मपात्रीं तां शारदां भक्तिविज्ञानदात्रीं दयास्वरूपां प्रणमामि नित्यं। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे तापहारिणे। सुप्रभातं सुस्वागतं। We have been hearing the glory of Lord Shiva for the past 3 days and observing the greatest event which is connected with Lord Shiva. Though there are many events connected with Lord Shiva in the Indian calendar, but this is the most important one, which is Shivaratri Mahotsava. We also have another festival called Arudra Darshana, that which happens in the month of December, Margasirsha Masa, which is connected with the Lord's cosmic dance and form of Nataraja. So that is another important occasion connected with Lord Shiva, and Mahashivaratri is one other occasion. And in the Indian calendar, Panchangam, just now she read today's calendar, like that we have a routine calendar for throughout the year, in which Shivaratri occurs every fortnight. We have the Paksha. One Paksha starts from the Amavasya, that is Amavasya is the new moon day, from then onwards until the full moon day. The Amavasya onwards 14 days is one Paksha, and after that we have the Purnima. From after the Purnima again until the Amavasya there is another Paksha. So that's how the calendar gets rotated. So every 13th day evening we have Shivaratri. So that is called the Paksha Shivaratri. And then we have the Masa Shivaratri, but the Varshika Shivaratri is this Mahashivaratri which is observed in the month of the Magha Masa, which is considered to be the holiest of all nights. Generally, nights in general are not prescribed for sadhana. Only the Ushat Kala, the early morning hours, and Sandhya Kala are prescribed for yogic sadhana. But there are few exceptional nights, like the 9 nights of Navaratri, which are connected with the cosmic energy, Devi. Those nights are prescribed for spiritual sadhana. Similarly, Mahashivaratри's night is prescribed for spiritual sadhana. The other day when Professor Swami was giving a talk in the evening puja, he was connecting the yogic sambandha of Lord Shiva. In what way Shiva is connected to yoga. Where he just happened to quote only one such connection of Shiva being the profounder of the Hatha Yoga tradition. Not only that Shiva is the profounder of the Hatha Yoga tradition, he is the profounder of all the 4 streams of yoga, which predominantly is taken here in this university. When we say yoga, we see yoga as an integrated approach of Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. In Lord Shiva we can see a perfect blend of all these 4 yogas, and that is why he is called Yogeshwara. Lord Krishna is called as Yogeshwara because he is the Lord of Yoga, from whom the whole science of yoga came. And Lord Shiva is called Yogeshwara because he is the Lord of Yogis. He is the first among the yogis. And therefore he is called Yogeshwara, Yogiraj and various other names. How Lord Shiva is a Jnana Yogi? Jnana Yoga is the path of wisdom, knowledge. And the source of knowledge is a Veda. And the scientific enquiry part of the source of knowledge Veda is the Upanishad or Vedanta, which is the Uttara Mimamsa. And the whole of Vedanta tradition, the scientific path of the Vedas, have started from another than Lord Shiva. That is why if you go to any Vedanta class, any Jnana Yoga class, always a class commences with a shloka, Sadashiva Samarambham. The whole tradition of Vedanta has started from Lord Shiva, Sadashiva. Therefore, that is why we always say Sadashiva Samarambham. And then the tradition started from Sadashiva, it came down to Brahma, and then to Vyasa Maharishi and his whole parampara. And then later, in the middle, it is someone who again revived the whole parampara and then gave energy to it, that is Adi Shankaracharya. And therefore it is said Shankaracharya Madhyama. And then from whom we are hearing this wisdom, he is our own Acharya, our own teacher from whom we are hearing. So Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. So the whole Vedanta tradition, the Jnana Yogic Parampara has started from another than Lord Sadashiva, who is in the form of Dakshinamurti. Dakshinamurti is one of the manifestations of Lord Shiva. Shiva has various manifestations, though not avatara. Avatara is a concept which is to come down. Most of the avataras come down to the earth. Avatara means in English, generally we call it as incarnation. So the divine incarnations come down to the earth and then take a birth sometimes, or sometimes just happen to take a manifestation and then accomplish a duty to protect the righteous and to correct the wrongdoers. That is the purpose of avatara. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrita. Therefore, in order to establish dharma, sambhavami yuge yuge, again and again, Bhagavan takes incarnation. So incarnations are mostly with Vishnu. Vishnu is again yet another manifestation of the same divinity like Shiva, but this Vishnu has a duty of doing the sthiti, the protection, and therefore Vishnu has to take again and again an incarnation to do the dharma samrakshana. Therefore he has taken all the 10 major avatars. There are 24 other incarnations, which is all mentioned in the Puranas. So most of the incarnation like Rama and Krishna, Buddha and all, they take a human form and then accomplish this duty. Whereas Shiva doesn't have a requirement to take a human form and come, but he takes different vibhutis, different manifestation. And that is how the different forms of Shiva can be seen in the form of Dakshinamurti, Nataraja, and various other forms we can see from Lord Shiva. So one such is the manifestation called Dakshinamurti, who is Sakshat Jnana Swarupa. It is from Dakshinamurti's mouth from where the whole Vedas came. Shiva is one who gave, we see Brahma has created the whole thing. The four-faced Lord, Brahma has created the whole thing, Srishtikarta. But how did he do the whole creation? He had a manual in his hand. It is that manual which helped him to do the creation. What is that? The Vedas. The 4 Vedas he had. And from where did Brahma get the 4 Vedas? From Lord Shiva, Sadashiva. And therefore, Shiva himself is a manifestation of knowledge, jnana, and the teacher of the jnana, the profounder of that jnana yogic path. And from whom the 4 major Maharishis, the Sanakadi Rishis, got this wisdom. And what sort of guru he is? He need not open his mouth and then give the wisdom. Just his presence. The disciple has to go to his presence, go to the presence of Shiva, Sadashiva, Dakshinamurti and sit there and just a silence. Only through the silence he is able to take away that ignorance. He is able to light the knowledge of wisdom and then remove the darkness of ignorance from the hearts of the disciples. Such a guru he is. So, Gurostu Maunam Vyakyanam Sishyastu Chinna Samshaya. Only through Maunam, only through the silence, the Guru is able to take away the ignorance from the disciples' mind. Such a caliber Lord Shiva has. So Sanakadi Rishi, they just have to sit under him. He sits in a wonderful huge banyan tree. And in that, when he is sitting there with the Srin Mudra in his hand, the disciples have to come and sit before him, and then there vanishes the ignorance of darkness from the minds of the disciples. Such a Guru he is, Lord Shiva. And he always is in that Atma Darshanam, and therefore he is a great Jnana Yogi in the form of Dakshinamurti. And in Raja Yoga, we see that the Hatha Yoga Parampara, which is a part of Raja Yoga, which is taking a sadhaka towards the higher goal of Raja Yoga. The very first shloka of Hatha Yoga Pratipika, he says, Eno Patishta Hatha Yoga Vidya. This Hatha Yoga Vidya is taking one to that Unnata Raja Yoga. And that Unnata Hatha Yoga Vidya, which is taking one sadhaka to that Unnata Raja Yogam, is given by, again, Lord Shiva in the form of Lord Adinatha. Shri Adinataya Namo Sutasmai Yeno Patishta Hatha Yoga Vidya Viprajate Pronata Raja Yogam Arodamicho Ratirokiniva. So that is how it is told. The very first sloka it says Shri Adinataya Namo Sutasmai. And this Adinatha, the foremost Natha. Why it is told foremost Natha? Because the whole Yoga Parampara, the Yoga Sampradaya, is coming through the Natha Sampradaya. We have heard of many great saintly souls like Gorakshanatha, Maschendranatha. We perform some asanas in their name as well. Maschendrasana, Ardha Maschendrasana, Purna Maschendrasana, Gorakshasana. All these asanas are named after the Maharishis who have carried out this Yoga Parampara. And among them, the topmost is Adinatha, who is none other than again Lord Shiva. So from whom the whole yoga tradition has started. And therefore, he is called Adinatha. And he is not only the profounder of this Yoga Parampara, not only the giver of the yoga, but a practitioner of yoga as well. That's why we can see him always in any of the yogic postures. When we see Lord Shiva, either he is in Padmasana. We have the Murti of Lord Shiva here in Prashanti, who is seated in a wonderful Padmasana. If not, he is in another pose. He is standing in Natarajasana. We are doing the asana even after his name only. He is standing in Natarajasana pose. So either always Lord Shiva is one or the other form of yoga. He is performing asana. Sirasukam Asanam, he is sitting in that. He is established in the wonderful yogic posture whereby practicing the yoga sadhana. Outwardly he is performing the asana, and inwardly he is in that highest deep samadhi, which is the topmost thing of the Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali. So he has gone deep into the deeper layers of samadhi, and that is what we can see when he is in that post of Nataraja. He is established in that Nataraja asana, and if you see his face with such glow and blissful awareness, he is in that Ananta Samapati. That is Lord Nataraja. And therefore, like being Adinatha, Shiva is a Raja Yogi. And what about Karma Yoga? The Karma Yoga, it is told that one has to transcend all the three gunas and then be in that state of equilibrium, in that state of equanimity, in that state of Samatvam Yoga Vichate, and then one has to perform his action in relaxation and without expecting any phala for oneself, doing the karma phala tyaga, one has to do something for the welfare of others. This is the whole gist of Karma Yoga. And in Shiva we see this wonderful trait of a Karma Yogi as well. He is always established in that relaxed state of equilibrium, equanimity, and having established in that phase of equilibrium and equanimity, Samatvata, he is performing what he is supposed to perform. And when there is a danger for somebody, he is there to take the danger for himself, whereby protecting the others, whereby giving the welfare of others. One such incident, when there was the churning of the ocean of milk, the Kshiradhi, Amritamatana was done to bring out the nectar. The Devas in one side, the Asuras in one side, with the serpent, Vasuki as the robe, and as the Mount Mantra as the churner. Devas in one side, Asuras in one side, they are churning the milk of the ocean of milk. And then they were all expecting that Amrita would come, nectar would come, ambrosia would come. But what did come at first? It was poison, hala visha. And when this poison was coming out, everybody was running in danger of life. They all wanted to live longer, live eternally. That is the purpose for doing this Amrita Matana, to get Amrita, the nectar. But what did come first? Visha. They thought, oh, we wanted to live long, but the very first thing which is coming is Visha, then we all would die. So what is the purpose of doing this Amrita Matana? Therefore they left and then they started running. And when it was happening, what happened? Lord Shiva was there, who took out the whole Alahala Visha. He made it into a nice bhava, laddu, a Visha laddu. And then he just swallowed it to himself. Because he thought that if I consume it, then this Visha can be within me and it cannot destroy the others. That way he wanted to do a sacrifice, giving his own life for the welfare of others. And that is why he is called Tyagishwara, Tyagaraja. In Tamil Nadu, if you go, there is a temple, Tiruvarur. In Tiruvarur, the Lord Shiva is called as Tyagaraja. Somewhere he is also called Tyagishwara. Why he is called Tyagishwara, Tyagaraja? Because he did the sacrifice, a Tyaga. And it is told, Tyakena Amritatva Manasha. Only through Tyaga, only through a sacrifice, one can attain that Amritatva, one can attain that moksha state, and that is Karma Yoga. And Lord Shiva, being a Karma Yogi, he did the Tyaga. He was ready to sacrifice his own life, and he consumed the poison, thereby protecting all others. And that Tyaga itself protected him. Therefore, he did not get into any danger, and he got the name also Nilakanta. He is called Nilakanta. The name Nilakanta is an embodiment of this Tyaga. And that is because the Visha is there in this Kanta here, it became poisonous, it became blue. And therefore he is Nilakanta, Tyagaraja, Tyagishwara, the great Karma Yogi. And a great Bhakti Yogi he is, always established in that state of devotion. He is contemplating upon the divinity. Ishvara Pranidhana, which is told as the important criteria for Bhakti Yoga, has been practiced by Shiva as well. But whom does he meditate upon? Whom does he pray to? He is established in the self, and therefore he is praying to his self. That Atma Darshana he has got, therefore he is showing that utmost surrender to that Atmatva. And we see yet another manifestation of Lord Shiva in the form of Lord Anjaneya. Hanuman is none other than a divine manifestation, a Kalavatara, a Vibhuti of Lord Shiva. And why did Anjaneya come? To be a great Bhakti Yogi and then to do the seva for Lord Rama. To accomplish Rama, to accomplish the Rama Karya of establishing Dharma. He wanted to be a supporter to him, and therefore he came and did the seva for Rama. And what a Bhakti Yogi he is, Anjaneya. Everywhere he sees only Rama and then serves that Rama. And Anavrata, always he keeps chanting the Rama Nama. And so that is the true devotion which Lord Shiva has. And in Kashi, when somebody goes and attains their death, it is told that Lord Shiva is there in the form of Vishwanatha, and he chants Ramanama into the ear of the dead people, and thereby he liberates them. So even Shiva, to give liberation, he takes a tool of Rama's name. Such is the power of Lord Rama's name. Therefore, Shiva, as being in the form of Anjaneya, in the form of Vishwanatha, Kashi is a great devotee, a devoted Bhakti Yogi, and he keeps chanting Bhagavan Nama, thereby practicing the true devotion. And that is why in the Srimad Bhagavatam, when it is asked, who is the topmost among the Bhagavatas, among the Vaishnavas, among the devotees of Vishnu, then Vyasa says that Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. Among Vaishnavas, among the true devotees of Vishnu, among the true devotees of Rama, Shambhu, Lord Shiva, is the topmost. And therefore, all Vaishnavas should learn this, that he is the profounder of even the Vaishnava path. There are some people very fanatic, who doesn't want to go to Shiva temple, who doesn't want to see Shiva. If they hear Lord Shiva's name, oh, Hari Hari, they used to close their ears. And similarly, there are Shiva devotees, like Kantakarna and all. He used to have a big bell in his ears. If he happened to hear Vishnu's name, then he used to ring the bell. he feels it is good to hear the bell's noise than Vishnu's name. Without knowing, both are one and the same. A coin is there, the head and tail, both are one and the same. Without head, there is no tail. Without tail, there is no head. So without Vishnu, there is no Shiva. Without Shiva, there is no Vishnu. That is why Bhagavan himself says, Madveshti Shankaradveshi, Madpriya Shankarapriya, Yavat Chandra Divakaro. Until Chandra and Surya are there, this is the truth that my Dveshis are Shiva's Dveshi and my devotees are Shiva's devotees. Because we are one and the same. And that is why it is told in Tamil also. Hariyam Shivanam Onnu. This Ariyadavar Vaayila Mannu. Somebody knows Tamil, they understand this. So Shiva and Vishnu are one and the same, but different manifestation to do different duties. A same person, when he is there in his house, he is a householder, he is his wife's husband, his children's father, and his parents' son. The same person takes different duties and therefore different names. When he goes to his office, he becomes a manager or a CEO or a clerk. It all depends upon what duty he is performing, and therefore the same divinity has taken different forms and different names. One such name is Shiva, and the very meaning of Shiva is auspicious. Shiva is one who gives us mangalam, one who does us auspicious, and therefore it is odd that we have to worship that Shiva and take his blessings. But what is the worship of Shiva? Swami Vivekananda, when he was here at Rameshwaram, one of the Jyotirlingas in the south, he talks about the true worship. He says we are all devotees of Shiva here, we have all gathered here, but we should do worship of Shiva, fine. But what is the real worship of Shiva? He says there is a gardener, a owner of a big garden, and he has two kinds of gardeners who are working there in the garden. One gardener is one such person who always waits when the owner of the garden will come, and then he wants to go there and then praise the gardener. Oh Yajamana, oh Lord, you are so nice, so graceful, so compassionate, you have got such a wonderful garden. And then he shows him, see this mango, see this apple, they are all very fine, very nice garden you have created, you are so great. He just praises him. And then when the owner of the garden goes away, he goes and sleeps. There is another gardener who doesn't come in front of the garden owner, but really toils, really works hard in the field. It is he who has brought the garden to such an extent, who have brought wonderful fruits, wonderful flowers, and nice other thing he has done. And then he takes the fruits, takes the flowers, and then parcels them, and then sends us to the home of the garden owner, and then says, Lord, this is what your garden has given. So he works really for the garden owner and not just praises him. Saying the story, Lord Swami Vivekananda, he says, these are the two kinds of devotees we have. The first kind of the gardener is people who go to the temple, okay, Shivratri, aaj abhishek karenge, aaj puja karenge, path karenge, bas ho gaya. We did Shiva, oh Shiva, you are so nice, so graceful, so wonderful, so great, you are so compassionate, you are Dayanidhi, Karunanidhi, everything, we just praise him, do Sahasranama, and then finish off. The second variety of devotee is one who not only just praises the Lord, but accomplish the Lord's due works. They really do the seva of the Lord. How can we do the seva to the Lord? How can we do the real worship of Shiva? It is told, Bandhavascha Shiva Bhaktana. Our relatives are all Shiva Bhaktas. All children of God. We are all children of God. The entire creation is children of Lord Shiva. And if one has to worship Shiva, if one has to do a real seva to Shiva, we have to serve our fellow human beings. We have to serve our fellow beings. We have to look after the ecology, the environment, which is all the creation of the Lord. And only by that we can really do a seva to the Lord. And that is what Vivekananda says is a true worship of Shiva, is by seeing Shiva's manifestation in each and every being. Shiva is present within us. Where is Shiva? Where is he located? He is not somewhere in Kailasa. Kailasa is there within us, within our own heart. The other day when we started the Shiva Mahansa Puja, we said this body is the temple for him. And in that body, in the form of the Atma, Shiva is present here. Atmastvam Girijapate. He is there in the form of that Atma within us. And this whole body is his temple. This is the Kailasha, and he is seated in the Kailasha of our body, in the heart, in the form of the Atma. And therefore, to see that Atma in each and every being, to see that Shivatma Chaitanya, in every being, and then to worship that Shiva is a real worship for Shiva. And that is what the message we have to take from the Shivratri Mahotsava, that this great yogi, Yogishvara Shiva, should be a great role model for all of us, and not that he is just present in temple, but the temple is our own body, and he is present in the form of our own Atma within us, and that Shivatma Chaitanya should we all visualize and then meditate for a while now. Let your eyes be closed. Lord Shiva is very much present within us. Feel the presence of Lord Shiva conscious within you. Shambho Shankara Shiva is one with us. We are that Shiva. We are that Brahma. We are Vishnu. We are Shiva. Tell to yourself that I am Brahma, I am Vishnu, I am Shiva. I am that manifestation of the divinity. Repeat after me. Soham Brahma, Soham Vishnu. Soham Shambho Shankara. Soham Brahma, Soham Vishnu. Soham Shambho Shankara. Satya Swarupa Brahmananda. Satya Swarupa Brahmananda. Shanti Mantradayaka. Satya Swarupa Brahmananda. Shanti Mantradayaka. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah Om. 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 Shambho Shankara. Pray to that Shiva who is one with us, to lead us from darkness to light, from mortality to immortality, from tamas to sattva, and bless the whole universe with the universal well-being. Om Asato Ma